Hi, my name is Michelle. I am, it's 2025. Last year I was diagnosed with stage 3B, triple negative interductal carcinoma of the right breast. Um, I've looked at videos on Facebook and YouTube, and most of the videos I found were from people who were 5, 10 more years survivors. I'm still in treatment, and took me these last 10 months to get the courage to put my bald head on YouTube and talk about my journey, and hopefully it'll help somebody else with their journey. To start with, uh, January 2024, I had my annual mammogram. My mother is a 12-year breast cancer survivor. She had HER2 new breast cancer. They caught it early enough where she had a lumpectomy, radiation, and she survived cancer. She was diagnosed at the age of 57. So I started having annual mammograms at the age of 40 because I was higher risk. January 2025, I had my annual mammogram and it came back completely clean. There was nothing, no cysts, no anything. And I thought, great, I'm good for another year. I have other health conditions, um, some having to do with exposure to chemicals when I served in the Army, others having to do with certain unmentionable vaccine that I grudgingly allowed myself to receive. And we'll just put a pin in that and discuss that down the road. But after my mammogram in March, I had lab work done for liver fibrosis, which I get checked every 6 months. And one of the things they look for is the tumor necrotic factor because it's an indication of cancer. My TNF was 0. There was no indication of cancer anywhere in my body, according to my labs. Uh, Go forward, April, my husband and I had bought a house in March. In April, we moved in. We were just starting to unpack and try and figure out where all of our respective crap was going to go. And at the end of May, beginning of June ish, we were laying in bed together, and our dog jumped up on the bed and landed on the tatas, and that proved to be slightly painful. And when I went to rub where the pain was, I found a ping pong ball size mass that was very hard. I have a history of breast cysts. I know what they are, what they feel like. Runs in my family, no big deal. Most of the time they go away. Um, so I had my fingers crossed that that's all it was. Um, it took me a week or so to call my GP to report this mass. She had me come in immediately, and I went to the VA where I get most of my health care, and she referred me to community care to get another mammogram. So keep in mind, January, mammogram clear. March, no cancer factors in the blood. Here I am in June, and I'm having to go for another mammogram, which ladies will tell you is not a pleasant experience. Nobody likes having their tatas squished between two pieces of glass while a very nice nurse tries to have small talk with you. So you've got one boob in the glass plates getting smashed flat, the other boob hanging in a breeze, and this nurse is trying to talk to you about, hey, do you got any plans this weekend? Depends on what the results of this test are. So after the mammogram, they also did an ultrasound, And the doctor who did the ultrasound told me this was July 13th. The doctor who did the ultrasound told me, you need a biopsy, and I have an opening tomorrow at 1:30. If that isn't your biggest clue that what's happening is not a routine cyst, that there's something sketchy going on, yeah, that'll get the antennas waving and anxiety and everything else on full alert. I went in for the biopsy, which was not a pleasant experience either. And that was July 14th. July 15th, I received a phone call from the cancer nurse navigator telling me that I was positive for cancer. Because it would take a little while for the pathology report, she didn't know what kind, but she didn't want me hanging in the breeze waiting to find out the answer to that all-important question. So July 15th of 2024, I found out I was positive for cancer and that they were quickly assembling an oncology team to meet with me that consisted of oncologists, radiologists, a surgeon, and whoever else didn't have anything better to do that week. Because of scheduling, I met with the surgeon first. And my surgeon is a very nice lady who explained where my cancer was, what kind of cancer it was, my prognosis as best she could with the results that she had. And I found out I was stage 3B, triple negative breast cancer. And that meant there's stage 3C, which is the banana peel, and stage 4, you talk to Jesus. That's how close I was to the end of the scale. And she also explained that the mass, the ping pong I found, was a 4.5 centimeter mass that had 6 little friends hiding behind it, for a total of 7 centimeters of space in my breast being taken up by cancer. And on top of that, I had 2 lymph nodes that were also cancerous. So the cancer had started to spread. So between March and June, I developed a 7 tumor size mass of advanced stage triple negative cancer in one breast. And that was the beginning of my journey. And after that was a blur of explanations about surgeries and chemo and radiation. And this is our tentative plan, but don't hold that plan, don't put that on your calendar in permanent ink, because that plan could change. I still haven't met my oncologist yet. I did give my husband shit because, honestly, even if I was being neglectful on my self-exams, the fact that I found that ping pong ball in my boob, you'd think my husband would have found it first before the dog. Just saying. So he did get a little bit of shit about neglecting his duties as a husband. He liked the girls, liked looking at the girls, liked playing with the girls, but somehow missed the fact that one of the girls was sick. So my husband was not off the hook, but he has been a great guy through all of this journey. My next video, this is the one where I just wanted to explain how this all started. And in my next video, I will get into the information I received more detailed information about from the surgeon and the experience and information I received from my first oncologist. I did not fire my oncologist, but my case ended up with a total of 3 oncologists working on it. So, just to let you know, even though I'm talking about 2024, it is currently March of 2025. And I'm still going through treatments. And obviously, I've been fortunate that I'm through chemo. So the dome is starting to grow some fuzz back. It hasn't decided what color it's going to be or if it's going to be a color. And it's not long enough to really brag about. So I still wear a lot of hats. But as I said, my next video will be more details from the surgeon and the oncologist. Where I'm at right this moment is today I spoke to the oncology radiologist or radiology oncologist. I don't remember which is which that she is. So that's where I am at my journey and how I got started. So hopefully as this series progresses, I can help somebody else who doesn't have the research that I had access to, and know that I pray. I pray every day for myself. I pray for my husband to continue to have strength. I pray every time I see a prayer request on social media, or I'm asked to pray, or I hear about somebody that God just says, you know what, that person could use a little bit of extra. So I pray for you as well. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next video.